Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Total War Warhammer. It was a bit of a rough start to say the least, but I want to believe it was still a very worthwhile learning experience. As I hinted at before, I spent most of my time with this game playing as Lizardmen, and I believe for Total Warhammer 1 I played primarily the Bretonnians. So getting to learn just how likely or how long my Skaven slaves and Stormvermin can last is a bit of a good learning experience. Sadly, my siege weaponry is not exactly well equipped to deal with hordes of enemies, but I did learn in the time what exactly a large infantry entails. It's basically just this little icon here beside the number of my troops. It has a very easy way to know what's considered large, and that should make it a lot easier for me to know who to prioritize for at least the anti-large bonus that these, Warp Lightning Throwers have. It'll make it easier at the very least, but until then, it's still a question on their value. And also, I did decide to load on the turn 4 autosave, primarily because it's time to take this a little more seriously now, after ramming my head against an uphill wall. It's time to take things seriously now that I basically scared off everyone who's pretty much seeing my content for the first time, and they are disgusted by the fact they can't even beat a hard difficulty AI. Like I said, it's time to take this seriously, so I backtracked the turn just so I can get myself an actual sorcerer finally, or at least an actual wizard, to help with this predicament. Although in all honesty, I would rather a hero sorcerer, so that way it's with my army. But I guess we're stuck with the predicament of having an actual lord. And my choices are not all that great because I don't know how likely the loyalty is, how much I should be concerned about the loyalty. But considering how low it potentially is for the Plague Skaven, or the Plague Lords, I think I'm going to go with this one here, Live, for at least the highest chance of loyalty. I don't think I really care about the fleet-footed trait it brings. I am half tempted to grab our knowledgeable Grace here, but this is my first time having to deal with loyalty, if I'm honest, so I think it's safer this way, just to give me a little more breathing room.
Let the bell scream.
So he has loyalty 5, and the reason I want to backtrack a turn is because I don't know if he can actually get down here to support the battle in a single turn, even if I were to sprint with him. And I'm basically planning on reinforcing even more to get a couple more Skaven slaves or clan rats for his army. I like to think we're really close to breaking through that line. Maybe there were a couple things I could have done better, like Queek being actually good at his job and actually killing the hero, rather than having to chase after him. But we'll worry about that for the actual battle. I think I'll take another turn to build up my troops. I am still undecided on what I should get for my second wave of reinforcements though. But regardless of that, it looks like my opponent is not reinforcing like they did in the previous episode. I don't know if this objective was here before or not, but captures in 10 turns? Well, I guess it was a good thing I backtracked the turn. I don't think this was available to me previously. Okay, so you can actually make it up there. I still think I want to reinforce for a turn though, especially since they're currently not reinforcing themselves. I think I'm pretty safe there. Now comes the predicament on what do I actually get. I do sort of regret not having spears on my Skaven slaves, but I don't think those spiders were still... Can I even find those spiders anywhere? No, I can't. I'm assuming they're not really a large troop or infantry type, so the spears are probably not helpful regardless, if I'm honest. It just comes down to a question. I feel like I should go with clan rats because they give me extra rank as a bonus. They're a little more durable. What's their loyalty? What is their traits? I might just get regular Skaven slaves, or I might even get the spears in preparation for cavalry. But again, we have a better potential option here with the clan rats. Never mind the fact I am limited by 20 troop slots. I know I watched a lot of videos and Skaven slaves seemed like they were used quite frequently, at least for the purposes of swarming, but we'll keep it simple, I guess. And I'll get 2 spears and then extra clan rats there. I feel like it's a little more bang for my buck, at least initially. And next turn, I'm ready to take this seriously and put them in their place. Now I just have to learn, what kind of spell do you have access to? I know you start off with 1. And what is it? Warp Lightning. So this is a bombardment skill, which I think is like a... It drops down from the sky, I think. I don't know how big the AoE is. That I'm going to have to play with. Or even if it's meant for like hordes of enemy. I don't think I have to worry about overcharging. Increased number of missiles. So it's... Okay. So it's multiple attacks, which sounds promising. It's just a matter of taking full advantage of it. And otherwise, you're almost fully repaired. We have an option to build something. And what do I have? I would like to get access to more troops. Oh, I gotta keep in mind the growth. That's another thing. The population surplus is shared between these 2 outposts. So I don't want to grab anything that might cost me that. So, cannot be constructed major settlements. This is a little bit awkward since my Dextory overlay is actually covering, at least to a partly, what I actually get from the structure. It's a little bit awkward. You don't see it there, but it is distracting for me. I do think I want to get some of these just because they unlock technology for me. And I want to keep away from corruption if at all possible. Yeah, this increases Untainted, gives me a little bit of income, so I think I go with this. And it unlocks tech, which I don't even know what Devious Plan does. Let me have a quick look at that. Upkeep for Skaven Slaves, recruitment costs, that seems promising. And it unlocks the rest of this tree, I believe. So that sounds like a fine start for me. I just invested in a bunch of regular clan rats, so that's not helping me a whole lot currently, but I'm good with it. And you're just going to get repaired next turn. I'm fine with that. Now, hopefully I'll be able to deal with our threat down here, claim the entire province, and then we can start planning how I want to... Oh, so we actually get to see what's going on at Krasik 8 Peak. So I have vision of this at all times, which is amusing. But again, I'm going to be skipping through most of these anyway. So it's not really a big deal unless something noteworthy happens. Yeah, even Queek says 8 Peaks is his. Now, we already know what the layout is. Now, I just want to be mindful where my Gracie is going to go for the purposes of him reinforcing. And I think the odds should be a lot better in my advantage here. I should have seriously saved, but it auto-saved. That's not a problem. And it still tells me the same odds as it did before. And yeah, these are indeed small troops, which I'm fine with. No, I do not want AI controlling my Grace here. They're just going to waste my spells, or even worse, hurt me with it. And I want to believe this will make the difference. But I think... Yeah, I think I'll just have 6 uses of Menace below. As maybe, just maybe, it'll hang on to charges I don't spend. I could be wrong. But I'm feeling a little more confident about this, even though it's not really demonstrating it the best. Since I think I just bought 3 more groups, so that's 320, and then slaves. Where am I? Oh, I got 2 units of clan rat spears, and then slaves, I'm pretty certain, right? I'm trying to remember who my other unit was. Oh yeah, regular clan rats, I think. Since I have 2 groups of them, so maybe I got just a third squad of clan rats, with that said. Alright, now we have access to winds of magic. We have power. For those who don't understand how this works, I believe power reserve is the maximum amount of mana I'll have for this match. And then the power is what I start off with that does build up over time. having 7 power is not ideal. I could gamble that for a little bit more. But since I only have a single spell and I'm going to be waiting on my lord, who can actually use the spells, that's not a big deal. So ideally I want to wait, or at least not use spells as long as I can, because the more reserves I burn, it's going to slow down my recharge rate, ideally. But with that said, let's get everyone grouped up. I think I'm just going to use these spears as a flanking unit, and I'm just going to have all my missile guys work together to deal with the spiders, assuming they go on the right flank again. And then there's probably an easier way to kind of deploy these troops a bit. I'm pretty certain it is. It's just on the tip of my tongue, but either way. With more troops, the fact that I have better long-range weaponry, I should want to hang back still, and hopefully my additional numbers means I can maybe brute force through some of these and reach the archers a bit, or at least flank them, especially with menace below. Although, as we kind of seen, they're not very good against archers by themselves. It's a bit of the problem. Now you guys are going to hang over on the right here. I want you heavily spread out ideally. So that way you're not getting punished, or all running at the same time. And even then, I don't want them... Yeah, I might turn off their skirmisher mode anyway, which will help that some. And these are clan rats, which I think I'm going to have these clan rats just help protect, or at least be more mindful of protecting the warp lightning throwers. As these guys, I still want the storm vermin to kind of be a reinforcement and buffer unit. Although, I don't quite understand or know how to best to deal with the archers if I should just let them get shot at. They kind of burn their ammo a bit. It feels like a poor waste or a poor use of my clan rats. Maybe Skaven slaves a bit, but considering I was going to have the same number of squads regardless, that doesn't really matter all that much. Alright, Queek, you get in position here. And now our ranged units. You get ready to start harassing and flanking. Deal with the spiders ideally as quickly as you can. And if possible, I want them to go after the archers or at least flank. The only problem is I do have kind of... I do want an extra squad of infantry over here in case I can deal with the spiders quickly. And then I have extra troops to kind of flank, maybe the archers. Since I do have the extra speed, the biggest problem I had last episode was just not having the numbers to really break through or even swarm them. And in all honesty, I probably still am going to have the same issue here, let's be serious. Now, okay, you're the gutter runners. I was wondering where they were. And I do need to spread them out a bit. Either way. Let's get them going. And I forgot about you. But conveniently, you're relatively close. So you should be able to help out here some. Now, can we fight these things quickly? They should be spread enough that it's not too much of a problem. I would love to shoot these 3 squads here. If they can accommodate me. Again, they're not really equipped for it, I will admit, but... Can they engage these guys? Because they're not doing a good job of engaging the spiders right now. Which is why we're going to change this, or fix it a bit. Now, will that actually be able to do what's needed? Nope. That banner looked like they were in a completely different area in all honesty. They are going to get shot by the archers, but again, these guys are supposed to be good at dodging that, as it so tells me. So they better not be lying to me. Now, who else can I shoot at this nice clump? Oh, you actually have a second spell. I'm just pausing this to see what this other one was. There's the Warp Lightning, but I was not prepared for you. Howling Warp Gale. What is this? Oh, it's for target if flying unit. Okay. So if I'm understanding this properly, this roots them in place. Not a big deal here, but... And that's our lightning there, and that would be a perfect opportunity if I can get a nice shot off. At least to hit multiple squads, this would be perfect here. And I have enough mana now to actually get multiple charges. So cooldown is 30 seconds. And I hope these guys are dealing with the spiders pretty well. I'm hoping. I'm gonna say no, though. Now, I want to hit these guys because there's a nice massive clump here. Let's hope it pays off. And sadly, these guys are not dealing with the spiders very well, sadly. Now, I want you hitting the war boss. Can you actually do it this time? As I need to watch you like a hawk. I hate that that morale thing is kind of blocking me like it is. And you're blocking vision. I would like to hit as many of these guys as possible here, especially with them clumped up like they are. Now, this time I do not want you getting away. Come on, Queek, I believe in you. If you kill him now, that would be a great boon. But it's not going well, is it? God dang it, Queek. Alright, so let's punish these guys over here. And keep an eye. And hopefully skirmish mode off for them will be good. War boss is back. You can just do some more spell casting shenaniganry. Kill the war boss, that might do something for me. And just avoid the goblins, ideally, if you can do that. Now I want to know... Dang it, Queek. You have one very simple job, do it. There. Now hopefully you're able to do some fighting for me. Alright, you're outrunning them, that's fine, but... Come on, Queek. Kill the war boss. One good hit's all you need. Now, time to blow... Oh, oh god, I didn't realize the warp lightning was there. Hopefully I didn't do too much damage to my own stuff. And hopefully these guys can help it join. Come on, Queek. How hard is it to kill a war boss? I know you're on your own right now. There, that's more like it. And I still have more spells, but... This is a little ridiculous to be doing this on top of my warp fire throwers, but... I don't know if it's even worth it if I'm so serious. But we're running the goblins around. I still probably am losing, though. Ah, dang it. Is it possible I might still lose this? That would be amusing, wouldn't it? Now, quick, can you just tie him up a little bit more? Oh god, more of them. They just simply have too much units, I suppose, or I'm just playing Skaven terribly. Which is definitely possible. Yeah, this is a total defeat, damn it! The last thing I want to do is to spend multiple turns just building up troops, especially when I don't have any special units. But I am wondering about the use of my wizard, since sadly I cannot see him on here to know how well they did. The archers without a doubt are probably doing a lot of damage if I were to check the stats. But how am I able to get to them? 500, 600... Yeah, I'm just wondering. 700, 500... It's single-handedly the archers that's causing me the problems. And if only you had died on the first attempt like I had wanted you to, that would be great. I like to think that was going closer there. And I don't think it's a good idea to... I don't think I did enough damage to really warrant. Yeah, and it doesn't look like I'm going to replenish it all from that loss. So do I save up another turn? Because they're still not building up troops, ideally. And I did forget to save before doing this battle, so I'm probably just going to skip through turns and just get some extra troops. But I like to think that was pretty well otherwise, or pretty effective otherwise. Sadly, it took way too long to deal with those dang spiders. So I'm wondering what might be better alternatives to fix that. In all honesty. Since they were spread out, but if they keep chasing me down, I might have to turn off skirmisher mode for all my ranged units, at least when the spiders are engaging them. Since after all, they are kind of outrunning my Skaven slaves and gutter runners a little bit as a result of that. But let's build up another turn then and give it another try. Okay, I got myself extra group of, what is it? I actually got myself an extra set of Skaven slingers and some Skaven slaves. There's a bit of an interesting predicament in that they decide to get themselves an extra hero or lord. So I think I want to attack them before they start getting ridiculous on the numbers. I'm left in a situation where I don't think waiting is a good option anymore. So let's just save and hope this is enough. The main idea I have with the Skaven slaves, though, is I think I'm going to have them in front of the storm vermin this time, as opposed to clan rats. And then maybe I could start covering my flanks quite well. As a single goblin lord, you're a war boss. If anything, I kind of prefer this to a limited extent, as it gives me more targets for Queek to attack. Although, it means I won't be able to benefit off of the, the leadership penalty of killing their lord or knocking them out. But then again, I was having big issues even killing their lord to begin with. So I don't think that's a huge issue. Oh yeah, let's get you disembarked. I'm confident Queek can take on both of them, though. Especially if Stormfirm are nearby. Oh, this is ambush. I'm actually fine with this ambush. It'll give me nice, easy experience, and it'll put us back on where I was before in the previous turn. So let me just... I think this will save my number of uses for next battle, so I'm gonna give that a try.
Time for things to die.
And we will just murder this poor war boss, shall we? Well, that surprisingly took a little bit longer than I thought, mainly because I had so many troops surrounding the poor war boss that Queek was not able to get his attacks in on the poor bugger. He did take a little bit of damage, mainly because he was the first one into the fray, which may have been a bit of a mistake if I'm honest. And another thought that I just realized that might have been a mistake. Am I even allowed to attack now? I think I am actually still. And Queek did get a level up. This could help put me over on the edge. Put me over the edge at least. I am just trying to figure out. I don't think I want any of these for the time being. Let's focus on his duelist potential. And that increases the aura effect, which could be pretty nice. I should seriously consider that at some point. I think it's just straight up +5, whereas the aura before was +3. So that could be really good, I think, especially with the kind of low morale, the fact that the Skaven like to run around. I just don't know if I get it right now, as I think I want to focus more on Queek's actual firepower and potential there. But I think I need morale most to try and help keep my units in line. I don't think the extra bit of damage is going to help too much since he's already crushing the Lord. Now, Queek did take a little bit of damage, and it looks like I burnt those charges for no reason. Let's get more. Let's just go crazy on the menace below. Sadly, I did not realize that could be a problem. Although I did save, it's a good learning experience for next time. Maybe I should not have gone so crazy on menace below for that war boss. I was more curious to see if that would actually save the charges for me. Although this is now looking very promising at the moment. So it tells me. The balance of power is not promising, and they are mustering, which just means their movement's disabled. I don't think they're getting any buffs, are they? It doesn't want to tell me. I just see a green modifier bar, which does scare me a bit.
Battle fight, yes.
Let's give this another try. I'm going to make the endeavor to get through this fight before things get really out of hand, since as we kind of saw, the fact alone that they had two armies that were going to be building troops would have been a nightmare situation for me. And now we have a lot of rats. Now we're just going to put these guys in back again. And clan rats are in, or storm vermin are back. Slaves are going to be the ones in front of them to take the initial hits, I think. And then storm vermin are going to come in behind them and take the hits. Spears, you can try and flank. Actually, I'm curious, what's your movement compared to everyone else? You're actually faster than these guys. Why is that? Oh, difficulty modifiers really doing that to you? Alright. And you're going... For some reason, you're going faster because of some other modifier I'm not privy to. Interesting. Now, that was already the plan, to have the slaves take the initial brunt of the force. And also help buffer for Stormvermin a bit. And does that mean I use all my clan rats? Well, I'm going to have 3 clan rats here on the side. And then the rest will be on the right flank, and see if I can actually break through somehow. Which is going to be really tricky because of the cursed spiders. Taking too much effort trying to kill them. The simple fact of the matter is. But hopefully, with 4 slingers, maybe that'll go better. Where do I want to put the slingers with that said? As I was kind of winging the left flank, so I think I want at least one of the slingers over there. To just flank a bit and scare them off. Because I still want to believe that 3 of these guys could deal with the spiders really well. Especially if I use Menace Below at least once. They just did a terrible job before, sadly. And again, Queek did take some damage, but so long as everyone else doesn't panic, I should be okay. And actually, I want you guys more in the middle. I'm realizing this is not the middle of my formation. I'll have this figured out sometime. Or hopefully I'll actually be victorious, because from what I saw up here, yeah, it even says it's 50-50. And that's even before I got my... Oh, I think that's even before my reinforcements come in. And where are my slaves? Okay, right there. Perfect. Alright, I think that's as good as we're going to be. Nope, I didn't want to gamble. Does it pay off, though? It does, but it didn't burn my reserves, though. I'm just wondering why that went down otherwise. But I did get some extra energy, which doesn't matter, since as we've seen, they are doing just fine on... I'm still doing just fine on mana. I'm not burning it all with just the one spell. Alright, you go over there. Oh, I gotta remember my alt control. Gonna take a little bit of getting used to, though, I will be honest, but hopefully I can make it work. And here comes the spiders. And if I can get Menace Below, that'd be really nice for this. Actually, let's get the clan rats help in here. And I did not control the warp lightning throws, which is a bit of a downside too. Alright, everyone just engage them and give them living hell. Can I have the troops actually fight this, though? It's a bit of the question. So those are orc boys. I want to kill them in a timely manner. Now, hopefully, we're dealing with the spiders pretty well. Engage them while the spiders flee. And buff up Queek to deal with this war boss. As was the previous plan, he's already doing work. Now, where are the orcs? Alright, so they're scaring off those archers, which doesn't mean much there. War boss is on the run. Probably the best I could realistically do. And I am curious, how is the morale, that leadership bonus? Yeah, +9, so that hopefully is doing a nice bonus, but I am getting flanked horribly over here, sadly. And I don't think going after those goblins is really helping me, let's be honest. Now, obliterate them. You protect the warp... Yeah, I think the routing units should protect the warp lightning, if at all possible. No, turn off skirmish mode and fight them, I think is what I want you to do now. How are we looking here? They are kind of routed a bit. Yeah, I think all the weakened units should rally to the warp lightning a little bit. It's kind of a good fallback point. We'll murder these orcs in good fashion, because storm vermin are still here, but... I think I'm still getting demolished a bit. Spiders are routed. Hopefully they can help over here. And I still have more menace below, which we're gonna need. Storm vermin. No, these are slaves, so they're getting routed. Storm vermin are getting routed. I'm just trying to find a good opportunity to blow something up. And I think right here is good. Okay, route everyone out. Oh, storm vermin. Okay, they actually shattered them. That I was not expecting. I figured they would... Yeah, that I was not expecting at all. And sadly, they're in a terrible spot as a result of that. Get some more clan rats here. Hopefully these guys are rallying. Oh. Quick help kill the war boss, because he's being a pain. And just because they're clumping up so nicely, let's just enjoy the fireworks a bit, shall we? Probably not nearly as much damage as it could be, but I'll take it. And kill the war boss. Where are my storm vermin? They're in a bad spot, simply put. I think I'm more content to just let them run off the field. If I'm so serious, rather than have them potentially get killed off entirely. But they're breaking. Clan rats are doing this thing. Where are my earth storm vermin? I need everyone to rally, tighten our formation, and get better targets of opportunity like those orc boys. Okay, they're routed, so that's good. Get these guys going. You're shattered. This is looking a lot better, I want to believe. Especially more clan rats coming in. Although, again, they do degrade over time, which I kind of want to avoid doing. I want to make sure actually getting used right away. Yes, this is what I want. Let's do it again, shall we? Stand perfectly still. There, that looks effective.
Quick head taker.
And Warp Lightning, feel free to fire on that clump. Although they have one shot left. Which in all honesty is probably good value if I'm so serious. Stormvermin versus Goblins. Can they actually win that fight? They're breaking. And where are my gunner runners? I want them to keep pursuing, or at least harassing.
Quick head taker. Ready.
And sadly, my units are out of weapons, too. Or I'm out of ammo at this point. One more for the road before they break on me. That always feels satisfying. Okay, and the Stormvermin did their job up there, perfect. But let's continue with the plan of rallying everyone. I think we actually did it. It's just honestly trying to figure out what I did differently this time. Since in all seriousness, I was coming in with a slight deficit, or was it actually the extra squad of troops that made the difference? I do honestly wonder, but let's not get carried away. We're still being attacked. Yeah, they're just naturally breaking at this point. I think, yeah, they're just breaking just because everyone else is breaking at this point. We did it. I may have embarrassed myself repeatedly trying to fight this battle. It was still a lot of fun. And I did not lose a complete squad. It was looking a bit iffy, as I did not pay attention to the fact my Stormvermin kind of actually won their battle, and as a result kind of ran off without my knowing. They were still able to take on the Goblin Spears by himself. That's fine. And I don't know if we straight up killed this war boss or not, but since we won the battle, I think we're okay regardless. Finally, after nearly 2 hours, 2.5 hours, this is finally over.
Send minions. Find treasure warpstone.
Now, it is a question of what I want to do.
Flood with warp fire.
Well, I do have an objective to get more cities, let's be honest. And I'm just trying to figure out, is it just this one that settles?
Take still. Make
Do not
quick
capture.
wrench.
And Selman's torch.
Make it
Alright, it's just a loot and
madness.
occupy then. Perfect. I get a passive ability which reduces magic resistance on an area around. Okay. And reduces their magic, which I'm honestly probably not going to notice. Oh, and you got an item as well. My leadership and increases my leadership. And we capture this for a little bit extra cash. And that was a good way to get 2 levels up for Queek. Now, I think, again, I think I'm going to ignore this unless there's, well, I don't even think I'm going to go with a missile type army, ideally with Queek. We'll try something a little more aggressive with him, but Inspiring Presence probably was worth it for that 9 leadership as opposed to 4. Now, let's make him the duelist he was truly meant to be. And with that said,
This is mine.
what other territories are here? Carrickthorne. We have to deal with dwarves down there. That's going to be a pain. A lost plateau, which I assume might be Skaven. And I have no heroes to check it out for me in advance.
Wear no furs. Keep Gracious.
But
Come away.
I'm already garrisoned apparently, so I shouldn't need to move.
Gracie.
You can heal up. We're going to be spending a couple turns healing. And I need to be encamped if I want to reinforce troops, which I can't here. What about Queek? Since he's technically garrisoned. And that's going to max up my roster with a lot of not very useful units, but at the same time, I can switch them over to my Greys here when I'm ready. I'm just wondering what would be ideal to get. I'm not getting any ranks on the clan rats anymore. And I'm honestly wondering if just getting more slaves might be good to kind of swarm. I don't know the ultimate mindset I should have, especially since, again, I want to jump into multiplayer, so I'm trying to think strategically on that, while still, ideally, being put in a position where I can still win battles, ideally. So I think I'll do 2 clan rat or Skaven slaves. Actually, let me make one of them spears, I suppose. No, I already got clan rats with spears. I'm good. And with that said, we'll have the clan rats be spears for the Grace here. That's ultimately what I'm making them for. So I like to think that was a worthwhile victory.
Great victory. Good, good.
That reduces recruitment costs, that gets our tech going. And
Thanks
we can
to my
upgrade.
plan. Victory.
Clan rats with shields, that sounds promising. There's only one problem. I already have access to clan rats, so why do I even have this? Oh, I'm getting the spears from them. What else did I gain from you? +1 rank, additional food, growth. So you're worth keeping, even though you are kind of not all, arguably all that useful. And that gives me money. I think I just replace you if I'm so honest, but we'll just keep our wealth going. Especially since I want my growth to potentially get another slot here. Well, at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. I think I'm going to have to spend population if I want to replace this. Let's see. Oh, I get Stormvermin here, as well as the Halberds. So that might actually be worth hanging on to. At the very least, using the Stormvermin as kind of like bodyguard units. If nothing else. But yeah, let me take a turn or two to replenish as we continue southward. And then I'm going to have to be really mindful on my the left and right corners, as I'm going to have to pick a direction to eventually go. Battlemaster, what is this? Defeat the following lord. You want me to defeat him who's nowhere out of reach. Although I don't really get much of a benefit from you, so I think I'm okay. The only reason it gives me that objective is because I actually could see him. Now, I want a garrison still, so I can only move half my movement. And why are you taking attrition? Interesting. Oh, while crossing mountain passes. That is interesting. I didn't see that with Queek. Although, I do have Underpath. No, I don't want that. I probably could do that, but since Queek's currently garrisoned, maybe I don't want to do that. So maybe going this way might not be a good idea. Unless I want to do the Underpath. Was it Underground Passageway? That might be the exception. Ooh, this is not what I want. Even after winning, their loyalty has dropped down, huh? So how much has it dropped down? Dropped down by 1, but I gotta be mindful of that. Yeah, I don't know what kind of attrition damage I take.
Run, fools, fools.
And Queek's currently garrisoned, so I can't even see if...
We go stalking.
Yeah, and I can't even... This is gonna suck a little bit, isn't it? Trying to check this point while still reinforcing. Is this in all honesty worth going this way? I like the idea of going down there because it covers my bottom flank, and then I could start preparing to go over this way, as there's a lot of water. If I could secure the east side, I should be able to cover or entrench myself pretty decently, I want to believe. But is it worth going down here yet? I could travel underground. Nah, I moved, that's why I can't do that anymore, sadly. I don't even know. I'm gonna commit to it, I guess.
Scotty, now,
It's gonna
Scotty.
take a little bit of attrition damage, which I hope is not too much. Immune to attrition, that's fine.
All hail, horned rat.
And you just reinforce yourself and maybe check the next settlement for me in the next turn.
Camp here.
I don't think I'm going to fight the dwarves unless they seem very I'm able to defeat them, as I don't want to fight. I don't want to have to mess with this attrition too much. Ooh, this boosts up my gutter runners. I like this, even though I only have one gutter runner squad, to be fair. I will take it. The Red Fangs have been defeated. One less faction on the entire empire. And I think I'm going to let you have the honors of checking this first.
Scamper, Scotty.
And then Queek will take credit for all the loot to be had. Huh. So I can occupy it. I might as well start getting my base operations going, because again, I have a quest for this. And I am burning food.
Will touch black pillar.
Income from sacking settlements. Yeah, I have no idea what's down there.
Rat mage.
I do want to commit to this, so that way I don't have to worry about this bottom flank at all, and I have this territory. I'll have the entire province, and this will give me early warning for when the Tomb Guard and vampires start strolling on over. Which I think this is a vampire faction. I might as well commit, I'm already down this far. Now what do I do with you? I don't really have much choice. I upgrade the Warp Lightning, I suppose. Route Marcher's not terrible either. They're also dwarves, let's be honest, so they are resistant to magical damage, I think. So you're probably not going to be as effective as I want you to be
Need more trophies.
until you have like debuffs or other abilities.
True talent.
So you skip through. You still replenish some of your forces. And we are currently maxed out. Let's get this done quickly. Because this is...
Are not content.
Oh god. Do I really want to know what's going on over here? It almost seems like someone just recently nuked that settlement. Which scares me a bit. 8 turns until I get another population. I don't think that's worth waiting for. I'm just trying to think on what other Actually, I can look at Tech Tree, can't I? To see if this is worth demolishing. And... yeah, it's already tier 2, so I can get access to all the stuff up to here. Which isn't really a lot. It's tier 3, that's when the good stuff get going. Warp Fire Throwers. You sound fun. Anti-infantry, which sounds good for my current state of the game. But what do I need for that? I think I actually invest in that. And what do I need for... well, this gives me access to heroes, too. Tough choices, damn it. I think I demolish this regardless. I'll worry about the storm vermin later when I have the rest of my infrastructure going. Nurgle's Rot. That's not fun. Yeah, reduces growth even further, so much for potentially getting this to tier 3. Although I'm potentially just going to be using this already. I think I want to get the assassins for Queek. I think that's the plan here. Costs a little bit, But I do want to start getting some heroes to help augment and enhance my campaign, or at least
Warlord quick-headed.
do a little bit of scouting, do a little bit of harassing, all that good stuff.
Snake, yes.
Now I think I do underground travel again to ignore these
Into underground.
attrition damage.
Run, fools!
So is this a mistake coming down here?
What do you want?
Considering I have two armies, yes.
Grey harbinger of doom.
At least I learn a valuable lesson here. But
Grey seer.
we'll see what happens. Because if they attack me, I won't be able to run away. And they still have that... They do have the settlement, but I don't think they'll fight me if I'm so lucky. I'm willing to bet it's a terrible idea to try and engage them. And because I'm wasting so much time, all the other settlements have an opportunity to build up their troops. Which should be okay. But I am genuinely curious. I doubt I would be able to succeed against this fight. Let's be serious. Which is why I think I'm just going to save the autosaves. To maybe backtrack. I don't think I'm going to backtrack. But it gives me options in case.
Let the bell scream.
I seriously doubt this is a good idea though. So we're just going to backtrack. We're just going to run away.
I am demon caller.
Try and find some more opportunities later.
Run for Moors.
And what I should do also is start getting an army for my Greys here as well. And hell, I have to wait one more turn and I'll get access to my assassin, which I think I'll use to start scouting a bit. So, Grimgore's been busy, he's already getting more powerful, with 2 factions even. And I'm just curious, I should have been using this to really gauge how strong they truly are. Which they are incredibly powerful when their entire army's there. That might have been a good... That could have saved me a couple of turns if I was smarter. But let's just traverse through here, avoid a lot of the attrition damage, and get to work. And I think Lizardmen just went to war with this faction here. So I smell opportunity to have some fun with them. Get them in a nice little 3-way fight, I think. And with the means to get an assassin for scouting, I like this opportunity. Immune to psychology sounds fun, but they are an assassin after all. I don't think they're going to be doing much more besides murdering, or at least engaging the hero, or at least protecting Queek. They're probably not much of a bodyguard compared to the Storm Vermin though. So weapon strength probably is what I want, so aggressive you will be.
Silent killer, yes.
And you're going to have a look at what's going on the right there. Alright, so how are we looking so far? Oh god. Where's this Beastman tribe? Oh no, they've been destroyed, never mind. Oh, and you want me to destroy the settlement. Not really going to be able to do that now, alas, but
Horned prophet.
I can sprint. I do take a little bit of attrition damage there, sadly.
Distance to cover.
But I think I'm okay, I hope. I should still replenish, right? Even then, I'll be able to recover as I'm traveling. Now, let's have a peek at what's going on over here. Oh my. They already lost the settlement. So we have 2 factions here.
This way.
And you are fully entrenched with nothing but regular skeletons, though. But it's not the skeletons I'm worried about. It's a small settlement, I can grab that if I'm quick. And if I remember correctly, the lizards are also at war with them. So I think, is this the last settlement that they have? Yes, it is. They're going to get wrecked pretty soon. And for some reason I have a non-aggression pact with them. Don't know how that happened, but we'll go with it. 4 more turns until I can potentially upgrade this. And I actually get access to Night Runners. Which is something as I should consider as a replacement, maybe, for my Skaven slave slingers, as they should be more mobile. Don't know how much better they are otherwise, but now I don't think it could slow them down any. I think that's more what the sorcerer can do, but we have an opportunity to backstab the territory, or at least steal it from them. Huh. I like this idea, but I really like the idea of killing him, but I want actual wizards in my army first before I kill him off, dang it. He is useful for now. And that gives me a 10-turn buff. But his loyalty is down and I need to win battles, I think, is what that tells me. And I don't think I have to worry about anyone attacking me. Yeah, you just marched. I have money, but... Oh, and you're a legendary unit, too. I think I prefer having you just scout for a time being. And as a result, I don't think I want to sprint. Because I think they can reach me on a... I do want to be able to attack this next turn. Backdoor 'em, as it were. And they haven't quite declared war on me. So maybe I can get away with this. Although, Queek might be delayed a turn still. Now, let's move on to the next turn and see if I can actually reach this settlement or not. Alright, so critical loyalty. That doesn't surprise me. That's fine. There thankfully isn't much to him, and sadly I cannot engage. Not this turn. And I don't think I'm going to chance sprinting. I don't know if I can go after a legendary lord or not, though. But I do want to have my... Oh, I can't move him anymore. So I'll have the assassin join next. Or next turn. And then we'll declare our war and be very careful of the lizards maybe coming to attack us. As right now it seems like this city is being sieged by our Tomb Guard friends. Well, that's a shame. Gives me something to do, I guess. I thought you would be useful, but I guess not there. Liv, now we're gonna have to put you down. As much as I would have enjoyed your magic. So let's put him to shame quickly. A little unfortunate that he had to betray us without an actual army. He would have been really good to have for the actual sorcerer, or at least the Tomb Guard, as his spell was definitely integral to my plans. Although, I do need to deal with this problem I'm having here still, which hopefully will be corrected as we do this battle. and of course declare war.
Miss Camper Scurry.
I was hoping to have you be in this army so I don't have to wait, but let's declare war, let's ransack this, and hope I don't regret doing this. But they're the same strength as me at least, so this should be a good time, hopefully.
Stab, stab, die, die.
Oh, and I forgot to level up Queek.
Gouter is ready.
And alas, this is a pretty straightforward battle as well, but that's fine.
Die. My win. Nothing to do with you.
Alright, a little bit of food, a little bit of experience. 2 levels on Queek, I think, is what happened there too.
My treasures take hold.
And
Send it to the
I don't need money, so let me just try and get some more food. And just burn this place to the ground. I don't even think my assassin took part in that fight. They did, just... I kind of forgot about them, if I were to be honest. But with that said, we have opportunities for power on Queek. Extra leadership on the Lord's... Ooh. +8 leadership for the Lord's army. That sounds great. I don't need a dominable. I just want to focus on his power. And he has 2 skill points. We also have a quest there. Fight against lizardmen and dwarves. Interesting. Weapon strength is good for just killing the leader, which I think I'm going to do. And then melee attack, which just increases the chance I hit them in combat. Do I go double this, or let me go extremely distrustful? As I do have genuine reason to distrust people now with my Grace here doing the questionable task of betray me. No. Assassin, you go scout. I'm pretty certain they're just busy sieging that right now. And I have potential to take them out. Or I could just potentially go straight for the capital too, that would be fun. But I think it would be better to just kill off their troops while they're crippled or wounded a bit. If I can get away with it. Speed for infantry units, I like that. I like hit and run a lot there. Even though it may not be tech that's most ideal for my current army. Chaos is stirring, that's fine. Well, I already raised the settlement. Where were you last turn?
Your prestige grows, my lord. News of your conquests spreads far and wide. Your developing power is noted by even the most distant of kings and bestial lords.
That's fine there. Although I still have to deal with this food drop. And it looks like our vampire friends are getting clobbered. Are they completely gone now? No, they still have an army around somewhere. Now, let's see what our friends are up to. I don't... Yeah, that's actually the capital. And yeah, the capital of this province, and I have a few turns before they cause trouble. Beat Kemri. So you're definitely aware of what's going on there, aren't you, Queek? Do I sprint, though?
Distance to cover.
I would like to just get within striking range. But it doesn't look like I'm going to replenish if I do that. Don't know if I like that idea. I want to get my troop size back up. As I don't think I can take them out still. Nah, I burnt too much movement, so I'm not even going to replenish my troops anyway.
No, no. Many kills today.
And you are not worth trying just yet. So if anything, you're just scouting for me. And we can finally upgrade this to a higher tier and look for an opportunity to strike. At least this gives me a much better settlement. And I unlock more tech for finally, maybe, gain a sorcerer, but I need some food. Ah, dang it. There's something very important I kind of forgot about, didn't I? Is that I could be raiding to get food. And you generate food as well. Although generate corruption, let's be careful of that. So, it looks like our Tomb Guard friends have ran off on me. So I think I'm going to end off on just doing the one little battle here, as I don't think I can chase them down. Although, let's see, I can reach this next turn, I just need to 50 movement to grab this point. So I'll raise this settlement to the ground and probably end off this episode here. I just gotta try to avoid taking too much more damage, ideally. And it's 3 turns until that's built, alas. It'll be a little bit of time till I can get that sorcerer finally. Alright, nothing exciting just happened here. And I can attack the settlement now, which I will happily do. Give me a bit of food to deal with this problem. And it is an actual settlement, a crippled one at that. But that's still a very straightforward fight, so I will take it. Let's wreck this place while we can. Okay, so it was probably a little bit messier than I would have liked there. Considering the... Yeah, it was an actual siege among all things. I wasn't quite prepared for that, but let's raise this so that way we have an opportunity to raise it again should they try and make settlements here. Gives me a little bit of food. I get a massive boost in armor. Holy crap. That's ideal for a duelist, I suppose. And we met a requirement of looting a settlement. Perfect. Using Quick Headtaker's army, win 1 battle. That is the plan. And the 13th scheme is now unlocked. Let's get our levels in, but which one do we get? As for Storm Vermin, replenishment rate sounds good. Armor for clan rats, escaping slaves, that's interesting. Causes, whoops, I did not mean to right click that, but causes fear is amusing. Frenzy. You have leaders. Okay, that sounds like it could be fun. Just focus on the damage and prepare, start building up towards our actual... Oh, I don't even recall where my assassin was. I never, again, used him for a dang battle like I had originally planned. Otherwise, we will do one more turn. And then we will see... We will end off this video. I'm just curious if our Tomb Guard friends are going to make another appearance or not. As really, no one's the winner here. Oh. Well, that's convenient. We have a nice 3-way war going on here. Maybe I should really go after a capital in that case. And that I might actually keep, since it is in a nice convenient choke point to keep an eye on the northern pathways.
No.
And you are currently crippled. I cannot... Geez, stop yelling at me. I just want to look at your army.
Scurry forward.
Can I find out? There we are. They took a little bit of damage. You're a legendary lord, we know that. Can I assassinate? Well, really, I still get experience if I fail. I just don't want him to get wounded, ideally. So I think I'm okay still making the attempt, in all honesty. And surprisingly, we succeeded. That is fine, I get a level up in.
Should kill when get chance.
Oh, and if you get garrisoned, you replenish my troops. That I like the sounds of. But I think we'll focus on Just making you better at assassinating. Do what your name dictates.
Yes. Scotty, now, Scotty.
But I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. And next episode, I'm going to see about conquering their capital, which should be up here. The Lamia. There's going to be a lot of troops though, but unless they get another lord, I should be able to take that with a little bit of troop replenishment. Although I'm doing a terrible job replenishing my army, I won't lie. I need to be doing that more. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you next time.